If you don't start investing in the next 12 months, there's a very real chance your future self will look back at this version of you and feel frustrated. Not because you were irresponsible, not because you didn't work hard, but because you waited. Because you told yourself you'd start once things settle down, once you make more money, once the market feels safer, once you feel smarter. And the truth is, that moment rarely comes. Most Canadians don't fail at investing because they lose money. They fail because they never truly begin. They hover around the idea. They watch videos. They read headlines. They wait for clarity. Meanwhile, time keeps moving. Inflation keeps rising. And the opportunity to compound quietly slips further away. So if investing feels intimidating to you right now, if it feels complicated or risky, or like something other people understand better than you do, that's not a weakness. That's normal. But today we're going to strip away the noise. We're going to talk about what investing actually is, how it works in Canada in 2026, how to structure it properly, and how to build something stable and powerful without gambling, without hype, and without needing to be rich. Let's start with the biggest misconception. Most people think investing means picking stocks, watching charts, buying the next hot company before it explodes, timing the market, flipping in and out. That's not investing. That's speculation. And speculation is loud. It's emotional. It's dramatic. It's addictive. And sometimes it works in the short term, which makes it even more dangerous. Investing is different. Investing is ownership. When you invest, you're buying a piece of productive assets. Companies that generate revenue. Companies that pay employees. Companies that sell products and services. Over time, as those companies grow, you grow with them. That's it. That's the core principle. And here's something that might surprise you. The stock market is not a casino. It can feel like one in the short term, but over long periods of time, it has been one of the most consistent wealth-building tools in modern history. It has survived wars. It has survived recessions. It has survived inflation crises, housing collapses, global pandemics, political instability, energy shocks. And every single time, over enough time, it has recovered and continued upward. The people who permanently lost money weren't the ones who invested responsibly. They were the ones who panicked and sold at the worst possible time. They reacted emotionally instead of strategically. Now, before you invest a single dollar, there's something extremely important we need to address. You should not invest yet if your financial foundation is unstable. This is where a lot of YouTube advice skips steps, and that's dangerous. If you do not have at least 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses set aside in cash in a high-interest savings account, you are not ready to invest. Not because you're incapable, but because emergencies happen. Cars break down, jobs get lost, unexpected bills show up. If that happens and your only money is tied up in investments, you will be forced to sell at whatever price the market is offering that day. That's how investing turns into loss. Your emergency fund protects your investments from you. It gives you emotional stability. It allows you to ride out volatility without fear. Next, let's talk about debt. There's a myth that you must be completely debt-free before you invest. That's not always true. If you have high-interest credit card debt at 20%, yes, eliminate that aggressively. But if you have a structured mortgage or student loan at moderate rates, you can invest while paying those down strategically. The key is having a plan. Know your interest rates. Know your timeline. Know your cash flow. Investing and debt repayment can coexist intelligently. Once your foundation is stable, now we build. In Canada, one of the biggest points of confusion is not what to invest in, but where to invest. TFSA or RRSP? That question alone causes paralysis for thousands of people every year. They overthink it. They delay. They postpone. So let's simplify. Think of accounts as containers. The investments go inside them. The container determines how taxes work. The investment determines growth. Your TFSA allows your investments to grow tax-free. You don't get a deduction when you contribute, but you never pay tax on growth or withdrawals. That's powerful, especially for younger Canadians or those in lower tax brackets. It offers flexibility. Withdrawals don't affect your taxable income, and contribution room comes back the following year. Your RRSP gives you a tax deduction today. That lowers your taxable income now. But when you withdraw in retirement, that money is taxed as income. The logic is, you'll be in a lower tax bracket later. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes it requires planning. RRSPs are incredibly powerful for high-income earners looking to reduce taxes today. Then there's the FHSA for first-time home buyers. It combines the tax deduction of an RRSP with the tax-free withdrawal of a TFSA if used for a home purchase. If unused for a home, it can roll into your RRSP without affecting contribution room. That's flexibility most people don't realize they have. For many beginners in moderate tax brackets, a simple starting guideline is TFSA first, then FHSA if eligible, then RRSP. But personal income and long-term goals matter. Now let's talk about what actually goes inside these accounts. Stocks, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds. That's the menu. For most beginners in 2026, the simplest, most efficient option is ETFs. Exchange-traded funds. Why? Because ETFs allow you to buy hundreds or even thousands of companies in one purchase. Instead of betting on one stock, you own the market. Canadian companies, US companies, international companies, emerging markets, bonds, all inside one structure. And fees matter more than people think. A difference of 1% in fees over decades can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not dramatic language. That's math. You can simplify even further by using an asset allocation ETF. One ticker, globally diversified, automatically rebalanced. You don't need to manage 5 different funds. You don't need to guess. You don't need time anything. Now here's the part that changes how you think about investing forever. Time is more powerful than brilliance. If you invest $500 per month starting at age 25 and earn an average long-term return of 7%, by 65, you're looking at over $1 million. Wait until 35? You're roughly cut in half. Same contribution, same return, less time. The difference isn't effort, it's duration. And that's why waiting is so expensive. Not visibly, not immediately, but quietly. Risk tolerance matters too. And this is where honesty becomes critical. If your portfolio dropped 25% tomorrow, would you panic? Would you sell? Or would you stay calm and continue investing? Your answer determines your stock-to-bond ratio. A portfolio that maximizes returns but causes you to panic is not optimal. The best portfolio is the one you can stick with during storms. Let's talk about how to actually implement this. You can hire a traditional advisor. That often comes with higher fees. You can use a Robo advisor, which builds and manages a diversified ETF portfolio for you at lower cost. Or you can open a self-directed brokerage and manage it yourself. For many beginners, Robo advisors provide an excellent entry point. They automate discipline. They remove emotional decisions. They allow you to focus on earning and saving while the portfolio works quietly in the background. And do not ignore employer plans. If your employer offers matching contributions through a group RRSP or pension plan, that is immediate return on your money. Free money is rare. Employer matching is real. Now let's address the emotional reality. Investing isn't about becoming flashy wealthy. It's about independence. It's about options. It's about not relying solely on government programs, not relying on debt, not relying on working until your health forces you to stop. It's about control. And the biggest barrier isn't knowledge. It's action. Most people overconsume information. They watch dozens of videos. They read blogs. They compare strategies. They wait for certainty. There is no certainty. There is disciplined action. You don't need to start with thousands. Start with 100. Automate it every month. Increase it when income increases. Ignore daily market noise. Investing rewards consistency, not intelligence. In 5 years, the version of you who started will be calmer, more confident, less anxious about money. The version who didn't start will still be researching. So don't aim for perfection. Aim for participation. Open the account. Choose diversified ETFs. Set automatic contributions. Build the habit. Let time do the heavy lifting. Because the market doesn't care when you feel ready. It rewards those who begin. And once you begin, momentum replaces fear. That's how wealth is built in Canada in 2026. Quietly, systematically, patiently. And it starts with one decision.